And I began to realize that my experience was nothing more than photons striking my retina, giving me light and color, uh, the touch of molecules of ice cream falling on my tongue, giving me taste, the scent of a flower going into my nose, the vibrant beat of sound hitting my eardrums, giving me sound, molecules touching my skin, giving me touch. And out of these sensory impacts with my environment, I was creating the story of my life. And when I found that I could remain focused on experience and not this mental chatter that goes on in everyone's head, including mine, I
Hmm.
found that I had clarity and a space where I could actually see the parade of stories being created by my mind. And I could choose which story was aligned with my goal of life and disregard everything else. And the minute I got onto this, my career took off. From that small state medical school, I moved immediately to the best medical institution in India, the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. From there, I moved to Harvard, all in a matter of 4 or 5 years. The minute I acquired focus, everything just took off like a rocket ship. And but what I found was this ability to focus was not just my own ability. I found that I could teach it to people. Uh, it became a tool for me to help even my most ill patients, even my dying patients. Many of them would not survive. Their illness had progressed to a point where medicine could not do much for them. And in those final moments when they were petrified or afraid of the dying process themselves, I found that my ability to focus, I was able to teach them how to be adherent to the experience of their life rather than the stories and fears of their life, which was just so much narrative being spewed by a mind gone awry. And later we moved to the pandemic in 2019, 2020, when the COVID pandemic hit again. My clinic became a sanctuary for people to experience the fear of their circumstances without becoming overwhelmed by a disempowering narrative. I realized that disease, like adversity, should be really understood as a state of disempowerment. And what all of us can do for either for ourselves or for our fellow people is that we can empower at all times. No matter how bad the situation is, we can always empower. And if we do that, we rob the circumstance of its ability to do serious harm. It may do temporary harm to us, but it won't really kill our soul. This problem of focus is not just for somebody with ADHD or with autism or neurodiversity. It is for all of us. Right now, in this world that we live in what I call the attention economy. We have monetized attention. Right now, this YouTube, this live stream that you're doing, or this podcast that you're doing, it has value only if it is able to grab the attention of the viewers. And to do that, they have to give up whatever else they're doing. They have to get distracted from whatever else they're doing and pay attention to us.
Yeah.
So it is an attention economy. We we have monetized attention because eyeballs are money. And by doing that, everything in our life pushes us towards distraction by design, whether it is phones or whether it is apps or whether it is social media or the internet or even the emerging technologies of artificial intelligence and machine intelligence. Everything pushes us towards loss of focus, loss of attention. It tries to grab our attention. In such a world that we live in, the balancing ability to focus becomes a counterpoint that neutralizes and gives us a, a ground upon which to stand on. And whether it is, whether it is a mind, an ADHD mind, lost in the whirlwind of its own unfocused thoughts, or whether it is a community reeling in chaos, fear, and despair, it doesn't matter. The tool of attention is a universally available tool. It is available to everyone without restriction. And all it needs is the discipline of commitment to daily work at it. Just in this manner, you develop skill. And if you do it every day, if you do it every day, you start initially you can only focus when everything is ideal. Then you start trying to focus when there's a conversation going on and you're not part of the conversation. So then you start focusing in your own inner target. You find your own inner target. Whether for me, my target was watching my breath. For you, your target will be whatever is aligned to your temperament, your personality. Everyone has to choose their own target. And then you link this focus with a grounding narrative, something that fuels the goals of your life. For me, the grounding narrative was to empower people because that was my core service. Your grounding narrative would be whatever is aligned with your unique gifts. So, in this manner, you develop skill. And once you develop skill, you have what I say, Rudyard Kipling in his famous poem, If, he says, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds of distance run, yours will be the world and everything that's in it. And what is more, you'll be a man, my son.